And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are live and coming to you live today once again from the Olympia Ice Center. We are back in our usual home here in Rink 1, as today Pope Francis looks to conclude the Invitational with a win, as the Cardinals will take on Fairfield Prep, the Jesuits of Connecticut. Hello, everyone. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here on Pope Prep. No matter where you are and however you may be listening today, we are happy to have you in. Remember to like this content and subscribe to our channel. We're producing the finest unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. So no matter where you are and however you may be listening today, thanks for stopping by and giving us a view. Today it's the Pope Francis Cardinals coming off a massive 7-1 win yesterday. I mean, they just went all over the visitors on Northwest Catholic. So today they get Fairfield Prep in the championship game of this Cardinal Invitational. It appears that Nick Ritchie will be back in the net for the Pope Francis. Yesterday, the story of the game was R.J. Cormier coming in and playing great hockey for these Cardinals. I mean, it's a question mark as to see whether they go back to him again today or not. But it appears that Ritchie might get the start today. We will see about that. So, lots of things to look forward to on the Pope Francis side, as well as Nick Burns, who had himself quite the game yesterday for the Pope Francis Cardinals. He was making plays all over the ice. He was, or you see him, number 25 on your screen. He was shaking and baking, and he even saw, you might have saw the game yesterday. If you didn't, you can go back and watch the replay of it. Nick Burns sent the man literally through the glass. He literally sent the man through the boards. The board actually opened, and a kid was actually, like, he got taken off the ice, so to speak. So it was nice to see there from Mr. Burns. Nonetheless, the Pope Francis Cardinals are here today in the Cardinal Invitational, looking to win and looking to head into the week with a nice championship at their own tournament. Coming up in about 1 minute and 30 seconds, we will send you down to the ice level for pregame announcements and the national anthem. Saturday afternoon matinee, Pope Francis Cardinals and the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. It's all coming up live exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. There you see the Cardinals getting their last-minute warm-ups in, getting the puck bag out and ready to collect the pucks and have a pregame huddle before we conclude the Cardinal Invitational. It has been a busy couple days here for us at Pope Prep Productions, and the busyness only continues this afternoon as boys basketball will have their senior night festivities. We'll be there live with all that coverage breaking down for you over there at 3:30. They will take on a familiar foe and the Marblehead Magicians. As for Pope Francis today, it's a meeting with Fairfield Prep. Fairfield not really having a tremendous season, to say the very least, back home up in Connecticut, coming into this game with a 6-11 record, 24th ranked team in Connecticut. So the Cardinals today are looking to feast on Fairfield Prep. Question mark to see who's in the net today. Know that Nick Ritchie is the number one netminder on this Cardinal team. Would they give R.J. Cormier another start? That's the question. We've got the answers for you live on Pope Prep coming up. And getting the Cardinals in their team huddle, Fairfield Prep in theirs. Today we will decide a winner of the Cardinal Invitational as we send it down to the ice level. Right now, here we go. Hockey afternoon matinee starting up for us exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel.
Fairfield prep. At forward, number 18, number 10, Tyler Moore. Also at forward, number 16, Matt DeLuca. Also at forward, number 17, Henry Schwartz. On defense, number 14, Chris Stola. Also on defense, number 28, Raffles Miguel. And in goal, number 33, Luke Trent. Now for your home team from Pope Francis. Starting on left wing, number 4, Jake Peter. Starting on right wing, number 15, Matt Regan. At center, number 19, Nick Pekovic. On defense, number 24, Jake Terrell. Going on defense, number 55, Mason Thayer. And in goal, number 30, Nick Ritchie. Coached by Dan Cat and Steve Ash and Tim Penny. We ask that you please rise if you are able for the playing of the national anthem.
All right, and with that being said, we are ready to play some hockey. And in net for Pope Francis, they turn back to their number one man in Nick Ritchie. Ritchie the junior coming in, having another strong season for these Cardinals. When he came on in his sophomore year, came in around midseason for Vinny Maggi, and from there, the rest was history. Cardinals went on to win a state championship. This year, Cardinals are trying to rewrite history nonetheless and go back-to-back for Division I glory. Starting line today for the Pope Francis Cardinals, Matt Regan, Matty the Baddie, who had that winner against the Archbishop Williams team. The Archies is going to get the start along with his fellow teammates. I believe Jarrell and Thayer, it's going to be on the back ends, and we're also going to see Nick Petch out there as well. So Thayer, Petrin, Petch, Regan, Jarrell. That's how we are going to start. Jarrell and Thayer on the back ends with Petrin, Petch, and Regan up front. Take a look at Fairfield Prep. Their starting netminder, number 33, the senior goalie Luke Trench. So Trench going to have to go into the trenches today trying to pick up a win against the Pope Francis team, number one ranked team in the state. Pope Francis Cardinals, the Invitational, to decide a winner of the Cardinal Tournament coming in now. 17 minutes on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hockey time. And glad to be here with you as well. Nick Petch will take the draw, and here we go. We are off and ready to begin today. Fairfield Prep and the Pope Francis Cardinals set to do battle live exclusively on Pope Prep. Jake Terrell is going to try to start out this game, trying to get on the board early. He did yesterday to the tune of 7 goals for Pope. Terrell trying to fire in a shot right out of the gate, but eventually goes to the right of the net. Cardinals trying to take it in behind the net. Matt Regan got thrown out the puck. Petrin burrows into the corner, shovels it back to Jarrell. Jarrell throwing it into the corner again. Here's Petrin. Petrin trying to leave it off for Petch. Matt Regan trying to fire in a shot. Save, rebound off the post. Regan eventually casts it in. He scores! Cardinals come out with intensity. 32 seconds into the game, it is 1-0 Pope. Maddie, the Baddie Regan, puts it in 1-0 for the Cardinals. Cardinals setting the tone early on, not playing around. There was a lot of frustration yesterday from this Pope Francis team. They felt like they could have done better, and today they're not letting anything hold back. It's 1-0 for Pope 32 seconds into the game. So Matt Regan, give him credit for the first one. 1-0 for the Cardinals as Zachary Buffoni is going to take it back here. They'll move it over to Max Monroe. Cardinals dominating early on. Bryce Russ has it. Trying to move it up ice. Nick Burns will be the first one down there. Had himself a night yesterday. Burns looking for it. Goes over to Russ. Here's Bryce. Leaving it off. Zachary Buffoni on the Monroe. Monroe firing a shot. Banks off the right boards. Siggy will take it back the other way. Looking around, but it's to no avail. Monroe taking it around center ice. He'll do a spinorama and fire a backhand that'll bank off the boards to Zachary Buffoni. Siggy going tape to tape. It's Mateo. Had one of the 7 yesterday. Lots of goals. Bryce Russ had 2. It was a Cardinal scoring fest, to say the very least. Monroe has it again. Someone has played very good in his first year at Pope Francis. As Fairfield Prep will just try to work it out of their own end. Cardinals trying to get the forecheck up there. Mike McGrath using the lumber and getting a hit there on a Fairfield Prep player, as Max Monroe will have to go chasing back into his own end. As he's getting a little bit of pressure from Liam Keatley, the center, as Zachary Buffoni will take it in now, and Pope Francis will look to take it the other way. Moss Carney, the Mo Show has it. Matt Regan hopping back onto the ice. This line +1. McGrath trying to fire in a shot in the high slot area, but it goes just to the left of the net. And now Fairfield Prep will just try to take it out of the zone. This could be an icing here. It will be. Clock is going to stop with 15:10 to go. Excuse me, 15:08 to go in this period. And we are going to actually start a running clock, or not, excuse me. Clock was a little bit behind there. 15:06 to go in the opening period. Thought they were already going to start a running clock. I was going to say it's a little too premature for that. But 15:06. Let's go in this opening period. Cardinals coming out with authority. Trying to take Fairfield Prep out of the game right away. Shea has it here. He'll bank it off the boards, looking for Petch. Petch will have to go chasing because he can't find the puck there. And Fairfield Prep will try to take it the other way. Not before Petch will try to bank it in the other way. But Fairfield Prep able to take it back in, and they'll take it behind their net. This is Chris Sola. Has it again here for Fairfield Prep. He'll move it up to Ryan Hicks. Hicks trying to look up center ice, trying to find his man Brooks Reynolds. But Reynolds' pass was picked off, and it's Jake Petrin taking it the other way. Back to Petch it goes. Fires! And a save is made by Trench. So Trench makes the upper body save. 14:37 to go in the opening period. I'd like to thank Mr. Jeffrey and Matt Zenda for taking time today to film this game. Without them, none of this would be possible. So, best high school production in Massachusetts. Best crew in Massachusetts as well. Face-off coming in. Mateo looking for it. Face-off one back cleanly, though, for Fairfield Prep. It'll be Jarrell trying to keep it in at the point. He can't. He'll just dump it back in, let the Cardinals get to work, and Nick Burns will be the first one down there again. Burns can't make a play here, though. We'll have to wait for it as Mateo will take it around the boards. He tried to send one out in front, hit the right side of the net. Burns still trying to go. It goes to Mateo now. Here's Mateo. Looking for space. Jarrell's just going to try to yank it back in, and Fairfield Prep will try to take it the other way. Not before Thayer is back there comfortably for Pope Francis. Jarrell trying to use the body. Works up to Burns. Before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle. I think we have a penalty called on the ice. Yeah, it's Jake Jarrell, and he's going to be heading to the box, and he is in shock, to say the very least. Cardinals have dominated the opening period thus far. But nonetheless, a power play coming in for Fairfield Prep. Jesuits have the opportunity to tie it up. Uncommon for Pope Francis. Jarmsey heading to the box, so Cardinals will be without one of their best defensemen. As Max Monroe now will try to work it out of the zone, but Fairfield Prep have it. Extra man on the ice, trying to fire on a shot here. Save made by Nick Ritchie. Ritchie coming back into that. Again, story from yesterday. R.J. Cormier had a nice day for Pope Francis. Made some big-time saves. Won that game clean, 7-1. Almost a shutout. But unfortunately for him, one just went right past him in that third period. And now it'll be Fairfield Prep trying to strike here on the power play. 1:30 to go. Petch just trying to clear. He will, but that actually had to add a play. Right into the netting. So elbowing call on the ice for Jake Jarrell. He had a word with the referee. He was confused on the call. I didn't really see it. So he's in the box for 129 more. 13:35 to go in the opening period. Russ will try to get there. Fairfield Prep taking it in. Looking around they are. They'll try to fire it off the boards, but it's to no avail as Max Monroe is there. Monroe can't get it out of the zone, though, so Zachary Buffoni will have to help him out, and he does. It'll head back into the Fairfield prep end, and Luke Trench will try to get this Fairfield attack going. Chris Sola has it here for Fairfield. He'll stop on a dime and try to get a good rush on the power play here. Sola. Taking it himself to center ice. He'll dump it in, but right to the hand of Zachary Buffoni. And the power play right now for Fairfield Prep. That's a tongue twister. Not clicking, to say the very least, right now. 12:55 to go in the opening period. 45 seconds in power play time left. But again, nothing going up center ice. Cardinals just too big, too physical right now. Monroe lobbing it back down the ice again. And Fairfield Prep are actually going to have to cover this puck up, as Petrin and Petch were both swarming to the net there. So it'll be a cover-up and a face-off coming in the Fairfield Prep zone with 34 seconds of power play time left for the Jesuits. Game 1 of 2 for us here today at Pope Prep Productions, as Nick Petch will take the draw for the Redbirds. Fairfield Prep does win the face-off back, though. They'll try to look up the ice for it. They've got it. Rouse Vilgas moving it around. He's got a man, Gavin Burke. Burke back to Ralphs. 18 seconds of power play time left. Shea will send it back to Fairfield Prep, and once again, they'll have to work it up ice. Power play time coming to a close. 10 seconds, so maybe one last rush for the Jesuits to try and even the score. Fairfield has it. Looking around, but they can't do much with it, and Nick Petch is going to get the Cardinals going in transition. Back to 5-on-5 even strength. Jarrell coming off the ice as we speak, as Fairfield Prep will try to take it in the other way. It'll bank off the boards, and Mason Thayer will be the one summoned back there to get it. He'll lob it off the glass. So look for Mike McGrath. Matt Reagan trying to get there too now. Goes back to Shea again. Pope Francis, domination here in this opening period. Power play for Fairfield Prep. Nowhere to be seen there. Didn't register a shot on goal on the power plays. McGrath tries to fire on a shot. I believe that was a mask save made there by Trench. Monroe taking it back in his own net now. Zachary Buffoni has it. Here's Zig. Arguably the best defenseman in the state. Moving it back. McGrath. McGrath to Matty the Batty. Over to Monroe it goes. Max Monroe. Going deep downstairs. Coming way off his defensive position. McGrath covering for him at the point. Monroe just trying to take it himself, and he scores! Max Monroe puts it in. Does the wraparound, doing all the work himself, and goes wrap around the net and puts it in with the backhand. Bada bing, bada boo. It's 2-0 for Pope Francis. We've talked to you about him in the past. Max Monroe has come in here, and he has made a great fit on this team. It's 2-0 for the Cardinals in the blink of an eye. And just like that, the Cardinals are really in command. Gotta love the effort you've seen thus far out of this Pope Francis team. Coming in here tonight, they needed a good effort, and they are getting one, as Mateo will try to work it down the ice. Bryce Russ trying to get there, too. Russ gonna look for it. Bryce trying to make a play here. Mateo trying to help out as well. Mateo grinding for that puck now, looking for Russ, too. But Fairfield Prep will take it the other way. So in case you're just joining us, it's Monroe and Reagan with the 2 goals. Mateo trying to fire on a shot here, and a glove save is made by Trench. Mateo and a Fairfield Prep player having a hard time getting there. Mateo's stick actually dropped down. Got caught up in a Fairfield Prep player's shoulder there, armpit to say the very least. So Mateo's going to come off, which brings Petrin, Petch, and Orzelak onto the ice. So shuffling out Orzelak and Dolan today with Terrell and Thayer on the back ends. Petch has it. Here's Jake Petrin. Petrin over to Thayer. Thayer bouncing it off the boards. Petrin trying to center one out in front. Finds Petch. Petch just tried to fire in a wraparound shot, but Orzelak was not in sync with Petch. Orzelak still working forward here. Fairfield Prep trying to get there as well, and they will eventually get it as it wraps around the boards. Trying to make a play here. Petey's going to use the body, and so is Petch. That's not going to matter, as Jarrell will have to make a play now and round his own end. Orzelak coming back on a back check. Fairfield Prep trying to fire on a shot. But it's a can of corn for Nick Ritchie. He makes the save with 10-12 to go in the opening period. McGrath line coming onto the ice. Wegerson and Shea, defenseman out here. Face-off coming in. Fairfield Prep wins it back cleanly. They've dominated in the face-off circle thus far. It's the 1 point of the game where Fairfield Prep has had a good start. As the Cardinals now will take it in transition the other way. Moss Carney showing the speed. Up to McGrath it goes. Here's Mike. Mike trying to center one out in front. Just had to fire on a shot on net. There's no one there to help him out. Cardinal player getting taken down there was Moss Carney. Puck battle forward, and it's all sorts of players going burrowing into the corner as Fairfield Prep will eventually come away with it. Just too many bodies for them. Wegerson trying to use a backhand. Maybe he'll now try to use the body. He'll swipe it up to Dylan Shea. Shea making it off the glass, looking for Moss Carney. Moss taking it in with speed. Here comes Mo. Mo feeding it off to McGrath. McGrath to Moss Carney. Carney tried to find Matt Reagan. Again, not in sync. 2-0 lead for the Cardinals. You have to feel like it could be even more. Cardinals this far, it seems a little bit shaky, even though it's a 2-0 lead. I mean, there have been some miscommunications for sure. McGrath has it now. McGrath looking, trying to find Mateo. Mateo couldn't get there. Couldn't make the play in enough time. Fairfield Prep sinking back into it now. They've got it. Fairfield tape-to-tape passing. Looking up ice. Nick Burns tried to use the body there a little bit. As it'll head back in for the Cardinals. Will that be an icing call? No. Zachary Buffoni will have to play it. And he'll just use the edges and shake and bake. He tried to leave it off, but the pass was actually picked off. And Nick Burns will try to make the play the other way. And can't. Ziggy using the body. Getting the puck back here for Pope. Monroe looking for it. Fairfield Prep trying to center one out in front. To no avail, though. No one was there to receive the puck as Nick Burns will take it the other way and just lob it back into the Fairfield Prep zone. Bryce Russ be the first one there, but before we can do anything else, icing's going to be called here with 8:29 to go in the opening period. 2-0 start today for Pope Francis with goals from Matt Reagan and Max Monroe, two newbies to the varsity roster this year that have made immediate impacts. Jarrell has it. He'll wrap it around the boards and look for Petrie. Two Jakes had 2 goals in that opening period yesterday. You can go watch that replay anytime as Jarrell has it back here. Jarrell trying to fire on a shot. Shot was blocked by a Fairfield Prep player. Jarrell still trying to make a play down deep and in the other end. Jarrell still looking for it. He's got it. Here's Jarnsey. Jarrell starting calling him the Grim Reaper. He has been on fire this year on offensive statistic sheet as Petch has it now. There's Petch looking for it, trying to send out a one-timer to Jarrell. Save, rebound, another save made by Trench. Fairfield Prep trying to take it the other way, not before it there. Runs them down. The Cardinals just too big, too physical on the defensive ends right now for Fairfield Prep. 7:43 to go in the opening period. Petch has it. Here's Nick Petch. Petch, the jubilant junior, just going to knock it down the other way and let fresh legs come onto the ice. Mike McGrath, the first of those fresh legs, trying to get to the puck here. McGrath looking for it. Moss Carney trying to help out along with Reagan. But now the Cardinals will have to get back. Fairfield Prep taking it in the other way. Trying to shake and bake their way through Dylan Shea, but that is going to be hard for them to do as Wade Wegerson gets it back now for Pope. There's Weggs. Weggs' pass is picked off. But not for long as Matt Reagan's able to get the turnover right back. So anytime Fairfield Prep thus far has had a moment in this game where they could have an opportunity, Pope Francis has just taken the puck back and shown how physical they can be. And before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle here. I think it's going to be face-off back in the Pope end. Yep. So it's going to be a face-off back in the Pope Francis zone. Reminder to like this content, subscribe to our channel. We're producing the finest unique content anywhere in the high school sports scene, whether it's here at the ice rink, on the basketball court, in the classrooms, in the theater. We've got you covered all year round here on Pope Prep. Face-off coming in, Bryce Russ line on the ice. Bryce, a soccer player as well for Pope Francis. 4-year varsity soccer player, and now his career just about done for soccer-wise here for Pope Francis. So trying to finish out strong on the hockey side. Trying to win a state championship and try to help these guys out. Made a big transition this year. It's a big hit, too, from Bryce as Fairfield Prep will take it the other way, making the transition from defense to forward. He was a key member of the defense last year for the state champs. And this year, giving him a new task, bringing him up to forward. And it's been a nice transition for him. He's a speed skater, and he's got it in the bag right now. Russ looking for it. Burns, his pass is picked off. And Max Monroe quickly there to glide back and take it in. Monroe, up to Nick Burns it goes. Burns looking for it. Burns sandwiched into the boards. Burns trying to make a play. Ref has his mouth on the whistle. Burns looking for it, still trying to grind for that puck. Max Monroe trying to get there as well. Burns just holding it up on the boards. This is a Burns gets taken down. Puck will eventually spring out to the point here. Bryce Russ trying to get there, trying to hold it in with his skates. Again, this line, the grinding line, you see why right here. As Russ will take it back now and try to work it up to Mateo. Mateo moving up ice with speed and space, but not long, as Fairfield Prep will use the body. And it gets stifled back and out of play. And I think we have a penalty called on the ice. I think it's going to be a penalty on Pope. Roughing call on Mateo. I think they caught him for the retaliation. So Mateo's going to be heading to the box. Second penalty of the afternoon for Pope Francis. 2-0 lead. Could be worse, but a little bit of miscommunication thus far. A little chaos, to say the very least, even though it is a 2-0 game. So the Cardinals will have to rely on the penalty kill that has been effective this year. Face-off coming in. Petch, Petey, Jarrell, and Thayer all on the ice. Face-off one back for Fairfield Prep. That's the one area where they have been almost perfect thus far. Fairfield trying to center one out in front, trying to fire on a shot. Save made here by Nick Ritchie. And we get a little bit of a skirmish out in front of the net. Jarrell will make sure to protect his netminder, Nick Ritchie. The shot there was from Declan Murphy, the junior. 5:38 to go in the opening period. 1:53 to go in power play time for Fairfield Prep. This Fairfield Prep team, I mean, it is a 2-0 game. They're not going to let them have the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not going to let them have it very easily today. They're going to make them work for it. Fairfield Prep looking around now, trying to shake and bake a little bit here, but they can't do much there as the Cardinals will take it the other way in transition. Nick Petch has it. He'll lob it down looking for Petrin. There's El Capitan using the body, but he eventually gets thrown off the puck. As Fairfield Prep will take it the other way. Declan Murphy around center ice, moving quickly into the Cardinal end, charging up ice, and now stopping on a dime, looking for an outlet or a shake and bake. Murphy trying to fire on a shot, but a quick glove save is made by Nick Ritchie. Flash of the glove there from Rich. 5:05 to go in the opening period. 1:19 in power play time for Fairfield Prep. Mateo in the box got called for roughing. Elbowing and roughing, the two penalties today on Pope Francis. Jake Jarrell with the first one, and Mateo with the roughing penalty. 5:05 to go in the opening period. Face-off one back for Pope. Zachary Buffoni has it. Ziggy looking up ice. He'll try to move it up for Bryce Russ. Russ coming in with speed. Fairfield Prep doesn't see him. Tried to center one out in front, look for Reagan, but the pass was picked off, and Fairfield Prep are going to try to take it the other way. It's Connor Driscoll. Driscoll fires, and it's a shot block from Max Monroe. Monroe having himself a nice first period for Pope Francis as one of the goal scorers, along with Matt Reagan. 53 seconds of power play time left for Fairfield Prep. Henry Schwartz has it. Henry looking around. Nick Petch trying to get there too. Zachary Buffoni still trying to make a play here. Fairfield Prep have it. Looking for any type of outlet they can get. They'll work it back to the point. Ralph's moving it in. They can't find anyone except for Zachary Buffoni, who gets sandwiched into the boards, but does do the job and clears it down the ice. 30 seconds to go on the power play for Fairfield Prep. They're just going to hold it in now. It'll be Gavin Burke here. Burke leaving it off. Schwartz. Henry Schwartz with steam and space. Moving it past up center ice. Right through Petch they go. Trying to catch the Cardinals in a snooze on the defensive side. Trying to fire on a shot here, but it's a glove save made by Nick Ritchie. Nick Ritchie flashing the glove today. Third glove save on the afternoon for him. Another reminder that coming up after this game is concluded, we will head back over to the Pope Francis gym. We'll give you a Pope Francis boys basketball, their senior afternoon / senior night festivities. We'll be there live with coverage picking up at approximately 3:30 exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. Face-off coming in. Fairfield Prep again dominating in the face-off circle. Trying to get something going on the power play though. 8 seconds in power play time left. Dylan Shea will just try to look to wipe it down the ice. McGrath looking around. Fairfield Prep one last gasp on the power play. Trying to center one out in front, and they can't cash in. James Murphy had the look, but he couldn't get it to go. We're back to 5-on-5 in full strength. So the Cardinals kill off another Fairfield Prep power plays. Look out, that one heads up into the ceiling there. You heard the loud bang. That's what it was. So we'll have a whistle with 3:34 to go in the opening period. And coming up here, live from the Olympia Ice Center, I'm going to get a little bit of a break with some water in, but After that, we'll get the first intermission report. We'll break down what we saw in this first period, and we will look forward to the next 2 periods. That's exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. And again, folks, I don't understand why, but make sure you like this content, subscribe to your channel. If you aren't already, I really don't understand, but if you hit that one subscribe button, I'm telling you, it'll change the way you view high school sports. Let's tell you that. Cardinals getting it back, though, with Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. Back around. Max Monroe has it. Monroe looking up ice, finds Zachary Buffoni in transition. Zig looking around. These defensemen this year have been both on the offensive and defensive side as well. 2-way players this year for Pope. Liam Dolan trying to get going behind the net. Wolfgang Zinger did push it in. He is getting a roughing down there in the Fairfield prep zone, and we've got a penalty called on the ice. It's going to be a Cardinal power play coming in. We saw Zachary Buffoni and number 2, Tyler Sheehy. That's a tough one. Oh, man. Sheehy. Oh, man. Jeepers creeps. I feel bad for that young man. I am butchering that last name, and let me tell you, we're going to roll on with it. It's a power play nonetheless for Pope, and an opportunity to make it a 3-0 game. Number 1 power play unit on the ice with Petch, Mosho, Mascarney, Jake Petrin, Jake Jarrell, and Zachary Buffoni on the back ends. We've seen Jake Jarrell. He has been the captain of this power play. A lot of his goals this year coming off the man advantage. So let's see if the Cardinals can add one here. Jake Petrin has it. He gets taken down. It's going to be 5-on-3 time. 5-on-3 time coming in for Pope Francis. That was just not not a smart play from Fairfield Prep again. So 2 penalties in 7 seconds picked up. Let's see what this call is here. So it's going to be a tripping call coming in on Fairfield Prep. Chris Sola, the junior defenseman, heading off the ice. Maybe their best defenseman. He's going to take a seat too. So 1:53 of 5-on-3 time now for these Redbirds. Petrin looking for it. Mascarney trying to get there as well. Right on the dot. It goes out here. Petrin has it. Moving it back. And now the Cardinals are in business because Jake Jarrell's got it on his stick. Here's Jarnsey leaving it off to Zachary Buffoni. Ziggy swerving it over to Jarrell. Jarrell back to Ziggy. Fires those Ziggy, but eventually he couldn't get a good shot off. I think he just lost it in his stick there a bit. And now the Cardinals will have to transition up ice again. Zachary Buffoni holding it in. 5-on-3 time for a minute and 25 seconds more. Zach Buffoni has it. Here's Zig. 2:25 to go in the opening period. Ziggy can't do much with it. Cardinals trying to get down there now. Or wrap around the boards, and it goes back to the point to Ziggy. Ziggy sliding it over to Jarrell with steam. Back to Ziggy it goes. Ziggy trying to leave it off. Petch tried to fire it in. But it took a bounce on his stick and went to the right of the net. Mascarney has it. Mas swerving around, trying to fire in a shot. Hits the post with the shot. Mascarney with a good look, but he could not get it to go. Jake Jarrell's got to hustle back now. It's Fairfield Prep doing a good job here on the penalty kill. And, oh, that is going to be a boarding call. That is going to be a boarding call. And Jarrell can't believe it. That's going to be his second penalty of the afternoon. Down in disbelief on his knees. So penalties coming in left and right today. Yesterday we had a very clean game from both teams in Northwest Catholic and Pope. But for Jake Jarrell, they're going to call him for tripping. Excuse me. I thought it was a boarding call, but it is tripping. We saw the player go head first into the boards. Not a good look at all. So Jake Jarrell heading to the box. It'll be 4-on-3 for 51 seconds. Matt Reagan wins the draw back. It's Zachary Buffoni who has it. Here's Zig. Trying to take it up ice. Zachary Buffoni with steam and space. 40 seconds to go on 4-on-3 time. Zachary Buffoni looking around, trying to find McGrath. Mike McGrath looking to the point. Max Monroe. Monroe leaves it off. Matty Reagan. Reagan to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. McGrath. Mike McGrath holding it in very nicely. Monroe has it again. 18 seconds of 4-on-3 time. Monroe to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. Zig trying to fire in a shot. That one will yank off the glass. Cardinals still trying to get there. 5 seconds of 4-on-3 time. Last opportunity here for Zig. Zachary leaving it off. Monroe from the point. Monroe shot. Blocker save made by Trench. Monroe looking for it. Power play coming in for Fairfield Prep. 5-on-4 now. The 4-on-4 was for 5 seconds. So power play coming in for them. Cardinals trying to get back now. Extra man on for Fairfield Prep. Jarrell in the box for 48 seconds more. So presumably he'd be in the box for the rest of the period as Monroe will try to get back there and try to make the play. Ziggy just trying to clear it out now. He's got it. Here's Zig, leaving it up. Matty Reagan looking to do something here. Zig trying to get back there still, trying to make a play. Rolls back to Shea. Here's Dylan. Shea leaving it down the ice. 20 seconds to go in the opening period. 25 seconds in the power play. One last gasp for Fairfield Prep before we hit the break. Fairfield Prep trying to do something. Jake Petrin was there. Jake trying to go wraparound style. Here's Petey. Trying to send one out in front for pitch, but it was to no avail. 5 seconds to go. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. We head to intermission with a 2-0 score for the Pope Francis Cardinals. And coming up, we've got the first intermission report. Stay tuned, Champions play here. It'll be 5 seconds of power play time left in the second period, so they'll have to think very quickly. They want to get something going on the power play. But nonetheless, it's a 2-0 lead for Pope Francis. They'll have some thinking to do. They know they could have had more in that opening period. And for now, both teams will head back to the dressing rooms and get ready for the second period. First intermission report is on the way, coming up exclusively on Pope Prep. Champions play here. Lots of fun today. Pope Francis Prep Hockey Afternoon Matinee continues next. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Pope Prep Intermission Report coming on now. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here on Pope Prep. Today it is a 2-0 lead for Pope Francis. I mean, you've got to like what you've seen from Max Monroe thus far. He has been the star of the show today for Pope Francis. Both ends of the ice has been making plays. He put a puck in, and so did Matty the Batty Regan. That made it 2-0. 2-0 as we head into the second. Pope Francis, though, it felt like they could have had more. It felt like they could have done more things in that first period, let me tell you. Lots of miscommunication, and the penalties from Jarrell really added up there. I mean, Jarrell, don't get me wrong, arguably the best defenseman in the state as well. I mean, the two penalties just really did not help the Cardinals, especially when they had a 5-on-3 opportunity. They took the penalty and really just offset the momentum the Cardinals had. So, big second period coming up here for Pope Francis. Going to try to continue to apply the pressure. Shots on goal to this point. 13 for your Pope Francis Cardinals out of 5 for the visiting team. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with a huge game here today. Pope Francis Saturday. But before we do that, folks, we got to remind you about what's coming up. Today, we've got the Marblehead Magicians and the Pope Francis Cardinals Boys Varsity Senior Night. And then next week, we've got a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule, with Wednesday being girls basketball. We'll be back for them. Thursday, we've got boys hockey back here at the Olympia Ice Center. I believe it is a 6:40 puck drop. And then Saturday, we will be live with some hockey afternoon matinee once again. So back-to-back Saturday afternoon spent here at the Olympia Ice Center. And coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the second period of the Cardinal Invitational, the final. 2-0 is the lead for Pope Francis. Coming up, we will see how the Cardinals can respond again. 2-0, they are up, trying to add on and trying to win the Cardinal Invitational. Stay tuned, Champions Play here, back in a flash on Pope Prep on the YouTube channel. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to resume in the second period. Pope Francis felt like they could have had more yesterday. Felt like they could have had more in that opening period. Second period coming in, though. Time for things to change. Cardinals working from right to left. Fairfield Prep will work from left to right with a 5-second man advantage. Jarrell currently in the box. He will come out momentarily. And here we go. Just like that, we are ready to begin the second period. Jake Petrin has it for Pope. Here's Petey. He'll lob it up the boards. Jarrell fresh out of the box. Back to 5-on-5 just like that. Petch looking for it. Takes a tumble onto the ice. Petey going in for the hit. And look out here. Fairfield Prep could be in on a break trying to fire on a shot. But they are robbed away by Mr. Nick Ritchie. Jake Jarrell hustling as hard as he can right out of the box. Try to make a play here. They'll move it up. It's Joe Orzalak. Orzy looking up for Petrin. Here's Jake Petey. Lobbing it off the glass and looking around. He finds Nick Petch. Petch looking. Tried to make the play, and eventually he was stifled away, and we're going to have an icing call here. Yes, we will. Clock will stop with 14:19 to go in the second. Olympia Ice Center starting to pack up today. Fans here wanting to see their Cardinals take care of business in the Cardinal Invitational. Face-off one back. Matt Reagan can't get the stick on it, and Fairfield Prep will try to make the play. Moss Carney gets taken down right behind the net as the Cards will look for it if the Flex out of play before we can move along here in this second period. Face-off coming in for Pope Francis, up 2-0. Trying to add on here. Jarrell and Thayer at the point with Moss Carney, Matt Reagan, and McGrath the line on the ice. Is Jarrell looking around, he finds a man. McGrath trying to fire in a shot. That one heads to the right of the net. Cardinals still trying to get going here. It's Matt Reagan. Reagan looking like McGrath trying to help out as well. It works back to the point. It's Thayer. Thayer trying to fire on a shot. That one deflects to the left of the net. Cardinals still trying to get there. Moss Carney. Moss looking around. Goes to Matt Reagan. Matthew Reagan having a hard time getting there, though. Matty looking back. McGrath. Mike McGrath looking for it. Moss Carney centering it out in front, and Matt Reagan could not get the stick on it in enough time. Fairfield Prep trying to get back on the board, trying to make this a one-goal game now. Ritchie will just have to make a pad play with it. Jarrell, Ritchie with a little bit of a miscommunication again. Thayer helping out here. Here's Thayer. Moving it up ice. Matt Reagan. Here's Matt. Matt looking for his second, kicks it back. McGrath's shot. Blocker save made there by Fairfield Prep. Rebound. Moss Carney trying to step it home, and he can't. Clock stops with 13:14 to go here in the second period. Face-off coming in for Pope Francis on the Fairfield Prep right dot. Cardinals looking for it. Russ trying to fire on a shot here. That one is blocked away. Cardinals will try to get it back now. Mateo has it. Here's Mateo lobbing it down the ice. It'll yank off the boards, and Nick Burns will try to get there and try to use the body too. Russ lobbing it around, trying to get some help. Mateo will try to get there and try to make the play. Russ will too, and eventually Fairfield Prep are going to take it the other way. They've got steam and space. They're looking around for it, trying to make the play here. They are, but no space to be had as Max Monroe closes the gap. Nick Burns will lob it around the boards again and find Mateo. Mateo looking, finds Monroe, one of the goal scorers. Monroe trying to lob it up for Burns. Burns trying to get down there with all the steam he has left in the tank. Burns looking for it. He's got it here. Trying to do something with his skate. I think he lost his stick there. He did, yep. Cardinals will try to get there. Petrin on the ice here. Bryce Russ trying to get there. Both trying to poke check at the puck. And Fairfield are going to try to move it in the other way. Max Monroe is going to get there. He's got it. Max with the backhand. Moving it around the Orzalak. Here's Joe. Joe Orzalak up ice. Cardinals looking for it, but Fairfield Prep just too much here around center ice. 2-0 lead for the Cardinals. It was 2 early goals in the opening period by Monroe and Reagan. Zachary Buffoni with possession, just spinorama here, looking around, trying to bank it off the skate. Max Monroe looking for two. Here's Max, losing it. Nick Petch tried to get there. It works back to the point. Here comes Fairfield Prep trying to fire on a shot. Glove save made by Nick Ritchie. They cover up with 11:39 to go in this second period. Game's starting to get a little bit chippy. Pope Francis is up 2-0. Face-off coming in. Moss County will take the draw. McGrath looking up ice. He's got a man. It's still in Shea. Shea looking. We'll try to dump it into the Fairfield prep zone. Looking around for it now. Goes back to McGrath. McGrath over to Wade Wegerson. Wegs trying to move it up to Moss Kearney. Moss tried to get there and make the play, but it goes back in for Pope. Wegerson tried to lob it up ice again, but the pass was picked off by Fairfield Prep. Fairfield trying to get on the board, trying to fire in a shot here. It goes in. Did it go in? Hang on here. Wait a minute. I thought that puck went in. The referee said no. I hope we can get that on replay. I mean, that was huge. I thought that puck went in. I guess it did not. The Cardinals are going to try to take it down the ice here. That would have been icing. That was not a smart play at all from Fairfield Prep. I don't know what they were thinking there either. I mean, first of all, that puck, I thought it went in. It apparently did not. Fans want a replay. They're not going to get one. It's going to stay a 2-0 game. And then Luke Trench, for some reason, it would have been an icing call. He decided to touch the puck. I don't really know why he decided to do that. It would have been an icing either way. So with that being said, Fairfield Prep had to ice it back the other way. So it's going to be a face-off in the Fairfield Prep zone. Which means that the Cardinals have the opportunity to try to make it a 3-0 game here. Face-off coming in for Fairfield Prep. Trying to look around, trying to create space. Jarrell looking for it. Goes to Mateo. Mateo fans on the puck, though. And Fairfield Prep will try to move it up, trying to find some steam, but there's nothing there. The Cardinals right now, this second period, it's been a defensive battle for both sides. As Jarrell will take it back in here. Here's Jarnsey lobbing it up. Saucer pass over to Mateo. Here's Mateo trying to bank it off the boards and try to take it himself, but he lost the puck, and the Cardinals now will have to get back. Fairfield Prep taking it in. It's Jarrell. Here's Jarnsey. Jake Jarrell has it for Pope. Jarrell looking for Bryce Russ. Warzalak tried to get there. Russ back to Jarrell. Jarrell having a hard time handling it at the point. Monroe's got to get back. It's a 2-on-1 coming in for Fairfield Prep, but Jarrell gets back there in the nick of time. We got a player down here for Fairfield Prep. He is in some pain. He is going to have to come off. Cardinals have it here with Orzelak. Here's Joe. Joe trying to fire on a shot. Save made by Trench. Cardinals still looking for it, and we've got another whistle. Is that good? I think that's Jarrell's third penalty. Jarrell heading to the box for the third time today. Interference call on Jake Jarrell. Another penalty for him. That's his third of the game. Power play coming in for Fairfield Prep once more. It's a frustrating afternoon for Jake Jarrell. Cardinals will have to rely on the penalty kill again. Right now, the penalty kill for Pope, 3 for 3 today. Patron will have to get down there, and Fairfield Prep are just going to hold it in. They've got it. Beckett Stens for Fairfield. Here's Beckett looking at the ice to find a man in Chris Sola. Sola eventually does lose it. James Murphy will try to help him out, the senior. Max Monroe in a battle with Murphy. Cardinals just trying to clear it out. Will they? No. Fairfield Prep, it'll bank it in, but Max Monroe will look down the ice and find Nick Petch there. There's Petch. Petch tried to center one out in front for Petey. Petey gets thrown off the puck there. Fairfield playing mean and physical hockey in this second period. You could tell what the message was in the dressing room at the first intermission point in this game. This team playing much more physical with these Cardinals right now. Petron has it. There's Petey lobbing it down the ice. Mateo looking for it. There's Mateo trying to slam it down into the Fairfield Prep end. 58 seconds in power play time left for Fairfield Prep. Here they come. Trying to make a play. Max Monroe trying to get there for Pope too. Bryce Russ will bank it down the boards. Fairfield Prep holding it in now. Trying to take it up the other way. 8:15 to go in the second. 36 seconds in power play time left. Russ trying to get back. Russ, Petron, Monroe, and Ziggy all on the ice. Here's Zachary Buffoni. Zig trying to do a zag up ice here. Trying to find Petron. But it's banked back into the Cardinal end. Monroe will take it in. Monroe will yank it off the boards and find a man in Petrin. Ziggy trying to use a backhand. He gets taken down and takes a player down with him. One-man wrecking unit, Mr. Zachary Buffoni. Fairfield Prep have it again. Trying to fire in a shot. Sticks save made by Ritchie. Works out to the point. Fairfield Prep trying to fire in a blister, but it's an easy glove save made for Nick Ritchie. 1 second, literally 1 second, and power play time left here for Fairfield Prep. 7:39 to go in the second. So, barring an unexpected miracle from Fairfield Prep, the Cardinals will be 4 for 4 on the penalty kill for the day. Jake Jarrell, 3 penalties. I don't think we've seen that from him in his career. Face-off coming in for Petch. Fairfield wins the draw. One last gasp on the power play. He can't do anything with it. And now the Cardinals will try to make a play here. Shea has it. Moving around the boards. It's Thayer. Mason Thayer trying to work it out of his own end. He will. Orzelak with speed. He's coming in. Joe Orzelak with speed. Orzelak trying to fire a shot. He scores! Joe puts it in. A big goal for Big Joe. And just like that, it is a 3-0 lead for Pope Francis. The Cardinals needed that goal, and they get it. Joe Orzelak, the big goal for Pope Francis. He came up with speed, got behind the Fairfield defense. Bada bing, bada boo. It was money in the bank for Joe Orzelak. Big Joe puts it in. 3-0 lead for the Pope Francis Cardinals. 7:18 to go in the second period. The Cardinals needed that goal, and they get it. It's Joe Orzelak. Big play. Joe gets it done for Pope Francis. The sophomore, they needed a goal, and they have finally found it here. 3-0 for Pope Francis. Fairfield Prep had the momentum. Felt like Jake Jarrell's third penalty of the game. In this second period, it felt like Fairfield Prep were able to find their way and claw their way back into it. But Joe Orzelak says, yeah, enough with that. Cardinals up 3. Matt Reagan has it. Trying to make it an up 4 now as Mike McGrath will try to get there. They just run into there. McGrath gets him. Matt Reagan over to Moscardi behind the net. Moss over to Matthew Reagan. And now Fairfield Prep will take it the other way. Moscardi tried to get there too. Fairfield Prep. Beckett Stens trying to work it out of their own zone, but Dylan Shea says, try again. Fairfield Prep holding it in, not for long. That's going to be an icing call with 6:18 to go in the second. $6:18 to go in the second. Feels like order has been restored for this Pope Francis team. Face-off coming in. Troy Hamlin coming onto the ice with Wolfgang Zinger, Liam Dolan, Wegersen, and Shea. Dolan has it here. Anything else? We've got a penalty. We've got a penalty. I believe that's going to be a tripping call on Liam Dolan. Another penalty for Pope Francis. They played an immaculate game yesterday. That's their 5th penalty of the game. We're in the second period, and it's going to start to add up here at some point. Luckily for Pope Francis, Fairfield Prep, it has been an abysmal day on the power play for them, going 0 for 4 to this point. Fairfield Prep trying to get some momentum, but Mateo is going to work it down the other way and make Fairfield Prep go back into their own end and work it up ice. Not before Mateo takes it deep into the Fairfield end, steals the puck away there from Beckett Stens. Stens trying to get it back, though. Mateo, again, on that third line, the grinding line for Pope Francis, has done the job this year for the Cardinals. Now it's Fairfield Prep. We'll try to look into the Cardinal zone. 5:45 to go in the second period. Firing a shot. It's a stick save made there by Ritchie. Zachary Buffoni trying to get there as well. Zig. Make any type of play he can here. He's just using a neck there. That could have been a call. That really could have. Ziggy trying to use a skate here, trying to look around, trying to just get it out of his own zone, and it will eventually pop out of the Cardinal zone and back to center ice. We saw Ziggy use his arm and put it around the neck. He literally put it around the neck of a Fairfield Prep player. The fans of Fairfield wanted the call, and they didn't get it. 5:15 to go in the second. Less than a minute on power play time for Fairfield Prep. Zachary Buffoni getting back there, trying to make a play. Fairfield Prep working it back to the point. It's James Murphy. Murphy trying to fire in a shot here. That one deflects off of Ritchie. Cardinals will clear with Bryce Russ. And before we can do anything else, Got another whistle coming in. Believe that puck didn't hop out of play. We have a official conversation, but then it's pretty quick. 4:59 to go in the second. 45 seconds in power play time. Petch going to take the draw for Pope Francis. Jarrell has got it. When it back around, that pass is picked off. Look out. Max Monroe's pass was picked off. And in the blink of an eye, it was Connor Driscoll firing in a shot, but it went over the net. So good opportunity for Fairfield, but no cashing again. That would have been the break they needed to get back in this one. That was a scary pass from Max Monroe, someone who's had a great game today. His first fatal error, it could have been worse. Luckily, no goal to show for it for Fairfield. Nick Petch looking down the ice. He's going to get it in. Petch looking around, he's got it. Petron trying to help him out. No play to be made there for Petey as Fairfield Prep will take it. It's Driscoll. Driscoll tried to leave it off. Back to full strength, 5-on-5. So 0 for 5 now on the power play are Fairfield Prep. That might be their main demise today. The main reason why their demise might happen today is Jarrell will lob it off the boards and look around, and Fairfield Prep going to take it in. 3-0 game. Goals from Orzelak, Monroe, and Reagan. Jarrell over to Russ. Russ try to fire it in over to Mateo Cucavea, but no play for him to be made, and Fairfield will try to fire in a shot here. Pad save made. Cover up from Nick Ritchie. Shot there from Gavin Burke, the junior defenseman. 3:36 to go in the second. Shots on goal, 17 for your Pope Francis Cardinals and 11 for Fairfield Prep. Face-off coming in on the Pope Francis zone. And you just have that feeling that Pope Francis, keep it at a 3-0 game, they'll be in some business heading into the third period. Pope Francis trying to get there now. Jake Jarrell getting back onto the ice. Cardinals still looking for it. Russ is got it. Russ trying to make a play. Jarrell trying to just work it out of his own end. Here's Mateo. Mateo lobbing it down the ice for Burns. Nick Burns trying to get there. Burns running out of real estate, though, and heads back up. Here's Thayer. Mason Thayer, look out here. Goes right between the defense. A shot. They score. Fairfield Prep are right back into this game. It's Matt DeLuca putting it in for Fairfield Prep. That's a goal they needed. They caught Jarrell and Thayer in a snooze. It's a 3-1 game. No power play goal, but Fairfield Prep will take it nonetheless. 3-1 game. Cardinals with a sluggish second period, and Fairfield Prep take advantage. 3-1, the lead for Pope. DeLuca gets it to go. Fairfield Prep on the road, trying to stun the top team in Massachusetts right now in Division I. Fairfield Prep trying to make the play. Max Monroe is there to take it. Sloppy defensive mechanical stuff there from Pope Francis. Jake Jarrell got caught in a sleaze, and we have another penalty. Zachary Buffoni is going to get called. Elbowing is going to be the call on Zach, and that is 6 penalties now. Fairfield Prep have an opportunity today. I mean, you got to be kidding me. 6 penalties through 2 periods. Giving you a headache just thinking about it. Zachary Buffoni heading to the box for elbowing. And Fairfield Prep, suddenly, they've got an opportunity to jump right back in this game. 2:46 to go in the period. They'll try to make it 3-2 heading into the intermission. That'd be huge for them. Jarrell just trying to lob it out of his own zone, and Fairfield Prep are going to take it in now. Petron just trying to lob it up, and it heads high into the netting. For Pope, they've got to just calm down and play their style of hockey here. I mean, 6 penalties. I mean, that's frustrating. Nick Petch over to Jarrell. Jarrell will just lob it down the ice and let Fairfield Prep make a play up the ice. 1:42 to go on the Fairfield Prep power play. 0 for 5 today on the power play, our Fairfield Prep. Fairfield trying to shake and bake. Petron tried to get there. Jarrell trying to get back here. Richie doesn't have an opportunity to make a save because the puck went to the left of the net. Petch trying to get there. Cardinals a little bit slow here. Fairfield trying to fire it in here. Center one out in front. There's to no avail. Jarrell got the stick block. It's Petrin. Will try to get there too. It'll rattle around the boards. Max Monroe tried to get there. Tried to make the play. Jarrell trying to do something here too. Monroe lobbing it up the ice. Trying to, but Fairfield Prep, the aggressive check there, trying to get there. They got it, but not for long. As Jarrell will wear a Fairfield player like a backpack and try to summon it out of his own zone. Here's Petch. This is the opportunity the Cardinals have needed. A 2-on-1. It's Jonesy. Petch, save, rebound. It goes to the left of the net. Good opportunity for the Cardinals, trying to strike short-handed, but no cash in. Petch still trying to go here. 1:23 in the period to go. Jarrell has it. Here's Jarrell. Shot blocked. Shot was blocked from Fairfield Prep. Cardinals just going to bank it around into the Fairfield zone. Petrin taking it in here. Shake Petrin, trying to send one out in front for Jarrell. Couldn't get the shot on net. And now Fairfield Prep will have 17 seconds to go on the power play. 0 for 5 right now are Fairfield Prep. Not trying to make it 0 for 6 here, but Jarrell is going to run into them and try to say, yeah, it's going to be 0 for 6. Looks like we're heading in that direction. It will be. Dylan Shea lobbing it out. We are back to 5-on-5. Even strength. Ziggy coming out of the box. Cardinals trying to get back. Fairfield one-timer, and the save is made by Richie. 34 seconds to go in the second. Russ, not for long did he have it. Shea taking it back, though. Shea lobbing it up. Mateo Cocavea has it here for Pope. Mateo C. moving it up. It's Nick Burns. Burns trying to get something going. 20 seconds to go in the period. Burns looking around. Gets sandwiched into the boards. Fairfield Prep are going to take it back. Not before they are taken down. Fairfield Prep just trying to take it out of their own zone. Miles Carney was there. Almost put it in. Cardinals still trying to do something here with it, though. Fairfield Prep are going to take it back. 5 seconds to go. They got to watch the clock. And that will put a dapper on this second period. A frustrating one for Pope Francis. They are going to head into the intermission. Frustrated, to say the very least. A 3-1 game. Could have been worse. Luckily for these Cardinals, Fairfield Prep 0 for 6 today on power plays. 0 for 6. 6 penalties through 2 periods. Never the formula for a successful hockey team, and these Cardinals have some thinking to do heading into this third period. It's a 3-1 game. It is well within reason for Fairfield Prep to get back in this one. Got to stop with the penalties. This team knows that. We head into the intermission with a 3-1 score. Coming up, we got the second intermission report. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. Frustrating afternoon thus far for Pope Francis, even though they are up by 2. Coming up, it's the second intermission report exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 3-1 game, but it has been frustrating for the Pope Francis Cardinals thus far. I mean, a 3-1 game, it could have been worse. 0 for 6 today on the power play are the visitors from Franklin Prep. I mean, not the they wanted to have on the power play to say that, excuse me, Fairfield Prep. I don't know why I keep saying Franklin Prep. Well, Franklin Panthers, Fairfield Jesuits mix up there. But Fairfield Prep, they've had 6 power plays today. They have not been able to cash in once, and that has been the main reason why they are not winning this hockey game. It could have been worse, but it's a 3-1 game nonetheless. It's 15 minutes to go here in this third period. It's a big one for the Cardinals. They're going to need a good third period, let me tell you. Fairfield Prep, you can tell they've got momentum on their side right now. The Cardinals are going to have to find a way to get back in this one before it is too late. Thus far, it has been a frustrating outcome for Pope Francis considering how good yesterday went. So Pope Francis has some searching to do. They've got to come out, play a little bit more of an aggressive style, get more pucks on net, start controlling offense again, and for really, they've got to stop at the penalties. I mean, 6 penalties, that will not win you a high school hockey game, to say the very least. I'm very lucky today that Fairfield Prep has not been able to put some pucks behind the net and get it going on the power play. 0 for 6 on the power play are Fairfield Prep. That's the main reason why the Cardinals are up 3-1. Goals today from Joe Warzalak. It was nice. He got the Fairfield Prep defense in a snooze. Went right by him, right behind him too, and got the puck and took it in and fired a nice wrister in on net. And then from there, it was Matt Reagan and Max Monroe as well, adding 1 apiece, making it a 3-1 game. And coming up, we've got the third period, folks. And also a reminder to those of you that are interested in watching the girls basketball game. Feels like we are TNT, and our TBS station is picking up the girls basketball game today. So girls basketball, folks, we are giving you a live stream, obviously, with no commentating. I can't be in 2 places at once. So no commentating, though, but you can still watch the Marblehead Magicians Pope Francis Cardinals girls varsity basketball game that is happening right now. And then we will also be live today with Pope Francis boys varsity basketball, as today they will take on Marblehead as well in their senior night festivities. We will be there live with coverage for that. So coming up, we've got the rest of this third period. It's a 3-1 hockey game, 15 minutes on the clock. We can't wait to see how this third period goes. It's going to be a lot of fun exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube page, because this is where the champions play. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about set and ready to begin in the third period. It is a 3-1 hockey game. Pope Francis right now don't have momentum on their side. They've got to find a way to get it back. Fairfield Prep have the momentum, but for Pope Francis, trying to get something started in this third period, trying to get back and get going. 3-1 hockey game. Zachary Buffoni's going to take it in, trying to finish out strong today. After 2 periods where it feels like the Cardinals just could have had more. 3-1 as it stands. Icing is going to be called, so Fairfield Prep are going to get a face-off back in the Cardinal zone. Moss Carney wins the draw, and Mike McGrath will take it the other way with space. Mike McGrath with space looking. McGrath trying to make a play. One thing you've got to give it up to Fairfield Prep for, they have been the big physical team thus far in that second period. They really were. I mean, Cardinals started out with the physical play, but Fairfield Prep have responded, and they have been extra physical in that second period, and they'll try to continue with that momentum here in this third period as McGrath will try to get there. McGrath looking. Reagan getting it back over to Mike McGrath. McGrath to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig from the point. Fires in a blister, and that one heads off the glass. I think it got deflected in front as McGrath will take it in now. Back to Monroe. Monroe over to Matty Reagan. Here's Matt. Matt Reagan over to McGrath again. Here's Mike. Mike tried to look for something, looked for Moss Carney, but the look just wasn't there. Matt Reagan trying to get there again. It goes back to Monroe. Monroe leaving it off of the boards. He'll try to find Matty Regan. Regan trying to leave it off to the point to Zachary Buffoni, but the pass is picked off by Fairfield Prep. They'll try to make the play up the ice, but Zachary Buffoni is there to take it. Here's Zig. Zig leaving it off. McGrath just going to bump it in to the Fairfield zone, and there's nothing much going. I mean, this game is getting awfully frustrating for Pope Francis. 3-1, they're up, but you could tell they're frustrated now. Yeah, an icing call here. Face-off coming into the Fairfield zone. Fairfield Prep zone, left dot, far dot on your screen. Nick Burns' line coming out of the ice. Face-off one here. Mateo trying to fire a quick blister off the draw, but it'll just be an easy save made there by Trench. Face-off coveted again for Mateo. Nick Burns into the round. It goes to Russ. Here's Bryce. Back to the point to Jarrell. Jarrell firing in a shot. That one yanks high off the glass. Cardinals will still try to get there. It's Burns. Nick Burns gets hit into the glass. Mateo looking for it. Back the other way it goes. It's Thayer. Mason Thayer moving it over to Russ. Here's Bryce Russ. Over to Thayer. Nick Burns has it now. There's Nick. Nick firing a shot. He scores! He scores! It's Nick Burns going on the floor and on the board for Pope Francis. They needed that goal. It is 4-1 Pope Francis, thanks to Nick Burns, the leader of the Pope section, getting it done for the Redbirds. On the floor, on the board, goes Nick Burns. Crowd went crazy for him, and just like that, it is 4-1 for Nick. Big goal from the Redbirds, and it's a big goal, too, for Nick Burns. Congratulations to him getting on the board here for the Cardinals. 4-1 with 13 minutes to go here in this Cardinal Invitational. Huge goal for Nick. Nick Burns, the moose the Cardinals have needed for years, coming in now, making plays all over the ice on both ends, and finally gets rewarded here with a big goal to make it a 3-goal advantage for Pope in a 4-1 game. Jake Petrin trying to look for the puck now. Petch will take it. Petch looking up. He had an open. Orzelak will just try to take it himself. Orzelak trying to get going. Cardinals starting to get the momentum now. Orzelak trying to fight as hard as he can. PD takes a man down. Orzelak has it. There's Joe running it out of the boards. Cardinals just going to try to get there now. Petch trying to get a play. And for them, it'll be Fairfield Prep who will look up the ice. They've got it. Pass picked off, though. Look out. McGrath, breakaway. He scores. Mike McGrath puts it in. Pass was picked off from Fairfield Prep, and it is Mike McGrath going forehand, backhand, and top shelf two. Ba-bing, ba-boo, money in the bank. Mike McGrath. Big Mike getting it done, and we have a timeout on the ice. Timeout taken by Fairfield Prep. It appears that the Cardinals have finally found their rhythm back into this game. And about time, too. 12:10 to go in the third period. It is the Cardinals up 4. Stay tuned, champions play here. Mike McGrath, Nick Burns, the two juniors getting it done for Pope. 5-1 game now. Cardinals have opened it up. Five-1 the score. Cardinals have officially opened this thing up. Nick Burns and Mike McGrath with 2 goals in a minute. Game has officially opened up wide now for the Cardinals, and now you can feel them start to ease back a little bit and relax, up by a score of 5-1 in this third period. 12 minutes and go, 12 minutes and a nickel to go in this game, and it feels like all hope has been saved for these Redbirds, as Zachary Buffoni has it here. Would that be an icing call? No, it won't. We'll just go on net here. It'll be a save made, so it'll be a face-off of the Fairfield Prep far down. Again, we also have girls basketball today. Again, double coverage from us here at Pope Prep Productions. Taking on Marblehead Magicians right now over at the Pope Francis Gym. That'll be in the alternate stream, Stream B, to say the very least. So head over there if you want to watch girls basketball. You want to stay here with us. That's awesome. Love having you. Remember to like this content, subscribe to our channel, producing the finest and unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. So no matter where you are and however you may be listening today, we thank you for tuning in. Things seem to be a little bit shaky at the start of this one, but eventually the Cardinals came through when it mattered most. Fairfield still trying to fire on a shot here, but it's a clockwork-like save for Nick Ritchie. Cardinals trying to get there, trying to make a play here. Fairfield trying to fire on a shot. Pinballs into the glove of Nick Ritchie for the cover-up. 11:25 to go in the third. So it'll be a face-off coming in for Bryce Russ. Third line hopping back out on the ice. We heard some players talking down there for Fairfield Prep. Message from them, wake up. I mean, really, this was a 3-1 game. Felt like a couple seconds ago. It's just transformed completely into a 5-1 game. And now the state champs feel like the ball is really back in their court. Mateo with a big hit. That's going to be an icing call here. And a penalty. 7th penalty of the day for Pope Francis. And we've got a player down here, too, for Fairfield Prep. Believe on the ice for them. That is Hudson Wingate. Appears to be a little bit shaken up. Training staff coming out. We'll step aside again. 11:05 to go. Third period, 5-1. 7th penalty of the day for Pope. Interference going to be the call. Step aside. 11:05 to go. 5-1 lead for Pope. So Hudson Wingate able to skate off the ice. Appears to be a little bit shaken up, so he's going to get a talk from the medical staff down there. Got a power play coming in again for Fairfield. They got to get it going now. 7th power play of the game. Something that's got to clean up for the Cardinals, the penalties. 0 for 6, though, on the power play today. Our Fairfield Prep. Judgment day now for them. Trying to climb back in this one. Matt Reagan try to get there, try to make the play. Fairfield Prep have it. holding it back in their own end. Tape passes coming around the horn here for them. Looking up ice is Fairfield Prep. They've got it, but not for long. It's Dylan Shea. He's there to meet him. Dylan Shea with a lumbering check there. Shea's still looking for it. Jarrell trying to get there too. Fairfield Prep will hold it in. Fairfield Prep trying to look around. They've got it here. It's Chris Sola pitching in deep from his defensive position. Sola looking for it, but Matty Regan will clear. Picking up the puck here is Beckett Stens. Stens leaving it off. Connor Driscoll. Driscoll trying to fire with a shot. Blocked by Petrin and Jarrell. Cardinals trying to work it out the other way again. Jarrell looking. Goes back to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. Zig looking off ice once more. That'll head back the other way. Beckett Stens. Leaving it off. It's Driscoll. Connor Driscoll. The sophomore left wing. Taking it in. He has been a star of the show today for the visitors. Driscoll has it. There's Connor sending one out in front. Save made by Ritchie. Nice save on Henry Schwartz with the one-timer. Fairfield Prep couldn't stub it home. 25 seconds of power play time left for them. 7th power play of the game. Monroe, oh, look out here. We have a skirmish down there. So referee did not blow the whistle. I mean, what the heck is that? I mean, you got to be kidding me. Monroe got taken down to the ice. No call there. It could have been at least a matching penalty. I mean, don't know about that one, but we'll see. 9:12 to go. 3rd period. 5 seconds of power play time left. 0 for 7 today are Fairfield Prep on power plays. Cardinals trying to get back now. Fairfield Prep with a rush up the ice. Not much for them going. 8:55 to go in this 3rd period. Russ giving it off. Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. Ziggy Buffoni has it. Monroe holding it in. Stopping on a dime and swerving around. Monroe trying to get there again. Troy Hamlin trying to get there too. Here's Hamlin looking at the boards, trying to find a man. Matty Regan. Regan trying to leave it off. Hamlin trying to get there too. Monroe holding it in. It's going to get sent down the ice. Trench will hold it in and cover it up and make the save. 8:24 to go in the 3rd period. So for Pope Francis, not the effort they wanted to have today. I mean, 5-1, don't get me wrong. Feels great to be up by 4 now. But let me tell you, 7 penalties. That is going to have to be something that's addressed quickly, as Pope Francis, top team in the state, that is not going to serve them well in the stretch run of the winter sports season. Orzelak firing in a shot. It goes to the left of the net. Liam Dolan banking it off the boards, finding a man in Mateo. Here's Mateo trying to fire it in. Oh, he got taken down big. Mateo. I mean, this Fairfield Prep team, they have been chippy, and it's going to be a penalty on them. So the Cardinals will have an opportunity to strike on a power play coming up. Dolan's still trying to get going, and we have another whistle. You got a penalty. Is it going to be a matching penalty? I don't think so. Or will it? Another penalty today. These officials not laying off on the penalties. It's going to be Hudson Wingate going into the box. Power play coming in for the Pope Francis Cardinals. 8:02 to go in this game. Cardinals really trying to put in a dagger in the Fairfield Prep. Petch, Petey, Jarrell, Moscarney, Zachary Buffoni all on the ice for Pope Francis. Face off one back cleanly to Ziggy. Cardinal power play. Effective this year with Jarrell and Ziggy really doing a lot of the damage for this Cardinal unit. Jarrell has it. Grim Reaper at the point. Nick Petch looking around, trying to make a play here. He's backing around, and Fairfield Prep will clear. 7:45 to go in the game. Ziggy holding it in. Coming up with speed is Zig. He'll leave it off for Nick Petch. Here's Petch to Jarrell. Jarrell with the shake and bake. Moving in the round, trying to find Moscarney when it goes just past the stick. Nick Petch has it for Pope. Petch looking around. That one will get sent back down the other way. 7:22 to go in the 3rd period. 1:18 on the power play for Pope. Jake Jarrell has it. Up to Moscarney it goes again. Moss just trying to put some pucks on net here. Moss looking for an outlet. He'll just take it himself instead. Moscarney Tape-to-tape pass to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig, firing it back. Jarrell, shot goes over the net. Jake Jarrell, from the point this year, highly effective. Giving you Eric Carlson vibes back there at the point. Zachary Buffoni can't hold it in. Zig has it now. Here's Zig. Getting some stick work there from the Fairfield player. Trying to fire in a shot here is Petch. It rattles off the pads of Fairfield Prep. 6:33 to go in the game. 29 seconds in power play time. Petch leaving it off. PD can't do much with it. And Fairfield Prep will try to take it the other way. Not before Jake Jarrell will get back there and take possession back here for Pope. Here's Jarnsey. Jake Jarrell trying to take it himself. Jarrell leaving it off. PD! And he can't stuff it home. Good look from the two Jakes who end up running into each other at the end of that play. And now it's Fairfield Prep. We'll just lob it down the ice. It'll be a stick save made by Ritchie. And the Cardinals will look to take it again. Jarrell trying to use the body and swipe a Fairfield player. As Mike McGrath will take it in now. Power play over. Cardinals don't cash in. 5:55 to go in the third period. Monroe. Lobbing it down the ice. Orzelak. There's Joe. Over to McGrath. Mike McGrath. Moving it up to Shea. Dylan Shea. Over to Matthew Regan. Here's Matty Regan. Shea firing a shot from the point. That one goes to the left of the net. Now Max Monroe will hold it in. Monroe leaving it off. Orzelak. Orzi to Matt Regan. Regan, McGrath, shot, save, made by Fairfield Prep. Cardinals still will try to get going here. Goes back to the point. Shea firing it from the point. Goes off the glass. McGrath still trying to get something going here for the Cardinals. 5:14 to go in the third period. 5-1 game. Fairfield Prep going to lob it high down the ice, and it actually works perfectly. They catch it right in the stick, but it's a save made by Nick Ritchie. Blocker save. Made it look easy for the Redbirds. Fairfield Prep trying to work it around now. Trying to make a play. Fairfield looking to do something here. Shea leaving it up to Mike McGrath. Here's Mike. Mike McGrath tried to make any type of play he could, but the back check was too good from Fairfield. That shot heads off the glass. Cardinals trying to get back now. They can't get there, and Fairfield trying to fire in a shot. They score. Deflection and in for Fairfield Prep. 5-2 game for Fairfield. Let's see who's going to get credit for the goal here. I believe it was Tyler Morris who put it in. Deflection out in front. You saw Fairfield. They were getting going here on the offensive side with under 5 to go. That makes it a 5-2 game with 4:32 left this afternoon. So Fairfield Prep still somewhat in this game. 5-2. It'll make the Cardinals work very hard for the rest of the afternoon as Fairfield Prep will try to get something going once more. Petch trying to clear it up ice. Nick Petch trying to get there, trying to make a play. Zachary Buffoni looking for it. Here's Zig, just trying to clear it out of his own zone. He can't do it. Fairfield Prep trying to fire in a shot. Blocked off the skate of Petrin. Petch looking for it, trying to move it up to Orzelak. Joe looking around. Joe trying to create space. It goes out to Fairfield Prep again. Look out. They'll try to fire in a shot. Not before Ziggy goes and takes a wipeout with the Fairfield Prep player. No call here. Orzelak gets taken down, and that is going to be a penalty. Power play coming in. 2-on-1. Petrin. Petch trying to move it back to Petrin, but it was a good play from Fairfield Prep. Jarrell gets something to the boards. Petch leaving it off. Zachary Buffoni. Shot from the point. Blocker save made. Rebound. Matty Regan tried to put it in. He couldn't. Troy Hamlin on the ice as well now. Petch looking for it, and finally, we are going to get a whistle. Penalty is going to be called on Fairfield Prep. It's going to be Connor Driscoll, the sophomore left wing. Set himself a nice day. He's going to be heading to the box now. Power play coming in. And for Pope Francis, it'll be dagger time for them now. Trying to end this game on a high note with a power play goal. 5-2, the lead. Monroe, Matt Reagan, Mike McGrath. I believe that is Wegerson and Jarrell on the ice on this power play to start us out. 3:34 to go in the game. McGrath leaving it off to the point. It's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell moving it back to Monroe. There's Max Monroe, who has it for Pope. Monroe bringing off one-timer. Mike McGrath can't put it in. Jarrell over to Wegerson. Wade Wegerson around the boards. Matt Regan. Regan to Monroe. Max Monroe has it for Pope. Matt Reagan. Reagan trying to fire in a shot. It was a shot blocked by Fairfield Prep. Reagan, Wegerson. Back to Matty Reagan it goes. Monroe, Reagan. Mike McGrath trying to get there, trying to make a play too, and so is Jake Jarrell. Jarnsey gets there now. Here's Jake. Jarrell trying to do something, gets taken down. It'll be 5-on-3 time coming in. Jarrell trying to make a play too, going down for a slide tackle, and it's going to be another penalty. We've had a fair share of penalties today. Too many to count, really. I mean, 7 for the Cardinals. I believe that's 4 for Fairfield Prep. That's 11 penalties in this game. Sloppy afternoon, to say the least. So it'll be 5-on-3 time for 114. Cards looking for the dagger today. Nick Petch has it. Moving it back over to Zachary Buffoni. Here's Zig. Over to Jarrell. Jarrell to Petch. Here's Nick Petch. Petch, Jarrell. Jarrell one-timer. Cardinals trying to fire it home with Moss Kearney. They couldn't stuff it home. Petch. Jarrell. Shot. Save made. Rebound. Another save. Ziggy gets it back now. Here's Jake Petrin. Over to Ziggy it goes. Back to Jarrell. Jarrell. Moving around. Moss Kearney taking it in. Moss. Gonna look around. Gonna try to shovel it the other way to Petch. Petch to Jarrell. One-timer. Net dislodged. Petrin moved back and net dislodged. So it's gonna be a face-off on the center ice stop. Or it'll be a face-off on the left dot. Let's see what they think. Yeah, I think it's going to be, left dot face-off with 2:10 to go in the third. And coming up, folks, we got the Cardinal post-game report. It'll be a quick one. So we got to head over to the Pope Francis Gym for some boys basketball today. So break down what we saw here. Look forward to the week upcoming for these boys. We've got them twice next week. Petch looking around, trying to set one out in front for Petrin, but he couldn't stuff it home. Jarrell getting it again. Here's Jarnsey, back to Zach. Jarnsey again, shot from the point, save made, yes. Save made with 1:53 to go in the third. And 19 seconds and 5-on-3 time to go. Thus far, no team, although there have been too many handfuls of penalties today, no team has cashed in on the power play. The Cardinals are trying to make me pay for that comment and trying to score here with 1:53 to go in the third. Jarrell. Monroe. Max Monroe has it. Shot here. Glove save made by Fairfield Prep. I thought it was going to go in there, and I was about to say, yeah, that's karma for me. But, 1:46 to go nonetheless. 12 seconds and 5-on-3 time. Good effort from these Redbirds in this third period. First 2 periods, not the way they wanted to have it. Jarrell to Reagan. Matt Reagan lost it in his skates. Here's Matt. Matthew Reagan trying to do something, trying to fire in a shot here as Wegerson. He couldn't put it in. 5-on-4 power play for Pope Francis still with 40 seconds to go on it and 1:25 to go in the game. McGrath has it. McGrath trying to move it out in front. Fairfield player lost the stick. Here's Reagan. Matty Reagan leaving it off. Monroe trying to do something from the point. Jarrell has it. Here's Jarnsey. Back to Monroe. Monroe to Reagan. Reagan again, one-timer. Couldn't stuff it on net. Lost it in his skates. And look out here. This could be a clean break for Driscoll. Monroe trying to get back there, trying to make a play. Shot. They score. It's Driscoll putting it in, shorthanded. And Monroe is in some pain, too. Get caught in a break. And that's what's going to happen. A frustrating day for Pope Francis at the office. 5-3. Most likely going to win this one, but they're going to head into the locker room today with their heads down. You can feel it. Face-off coming in. Defensive breakdown there from the Cardinals leads to the third goal of the afternoon for Fairfield Prep. Pope Francis looking for it now. Power play time over. And guess what? I was right. Wow. No power play goals from either side in this one. Nick Petch has it. Petch trying to fire on a shot. That'll yank off the glass. Zachary Buffoni still trying to do something here. Can't get the shot on net. 32 shots on goal to this point for Pope. 33 seconds in the game as Nick Petch has it again. Petch looking. Can't do anything with it. Petch still trying to get going here. 20 seconds to go in the third period. Ziggy trying to get back there. Petrin will take it in, and Ziggy will take it the other way. Here comes Zachary Buffoni. Ziggy trying to wheel up ice. Wants a call, not going to get one, and that will just about do it today from the Olympia Ice Center. 5 seconds to go in the third period. That'll do it. It's a 5-3 final. Now before Fairfield Prep will try to get one more shot in. That's it. Game over. The Cardinals win the Cardinal Invitational by a final of 5-3. Cardinals will head to the dressing room. You can tell the message here as they skid off the ice. Happy about the victory, but still, they know that was not their best showcase today. So coming up, that being said, we've got the Cardinal postgame. Stay tuned. Champions play here. We'll wrap up what we saw today from these Cardinals. Victorious 5-3, the final score. And we will look forward to senior night for boys basketball coming up today at 3:30. Stay tuned. Champs play here. Back in a flash in exactly 1 minute on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals victorious by a score of 5-3. We do have the awards ceremony coming in. Why don't we bring that to you right now? We'll extend the microphone onto the ice. Cardinals will line up, and so will Fairfield Prep. The final game of this Cardinal Invitational concluding now as we send it back down to the ice level today as we conclude the day with a 5-3 final.
Tournament MVP, Jake Terrell. If I could have the captains of the Pope Francis come up here to grab the championship trophy. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
Well, that'll put a wrap on it for us. 5-3 the final. Cardinals do win the trophy. But you know, the job is not finished, folks. They get the job done today. They're going to get a team picture. We'll get it for you right here. Hang on, let's zoom out here. Doing camera work, so letting the other folks stay in there getting their hands warm a little bit here. And a final team picture, and that's just about going to do it. Cardinals going to take care of business by a final of 5-3. Lots of things for this team to work on. 7 penalties. Not going to cut it today for these Redbirds. 5-3 the final nonetheless for Mr. Jeffrey and Matt Zenda. We're looking forward to boys basketball today. Senior night game. We'll be there live with coverage picking up at 3:30. For all my great crew, this is AJ Godsall signing off, the voice of the Cardinals, saying so long from West Springfield. Final today. 5 for Pope Francis and 3 for the visitors. Congratulations to the Cardinals, the winners of the 2024 Cardinal Invitational.